Hi,
Hi, Kirsti.
Hi, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Excellent.
No umbrella today?
No,
No,
not
raining?
today. It's clear skies today.
Gotcha.
Yeah, definitely.
How are we doing today?
Doing well. I have a lot going on. A few things have been hard to keep up with, but overall, I'm feeling pretty good. I am approaching Hell Week, which is the week before finals, and so I'm stressed, but my goals are moving along pretty well, so I'm feeling good about that.
So tell me more about how you're struggling.
Well, I'm juggling a lot of different things right now. I'm finishing up this semester. I am I'm finishing a class that I'm teaching, so I'm a little bit anxious about the evaluations that I'm going to get back. And then I'm preparing for a 2-week-long excursion across Italy with BGSU, and that will be really fun, but I'm a little bit nervous because I'm presenting at a conference that I don't know very much about, and I don't know Italian, so I'm afraid translation might be a problem, but it is going to be very exciting. I've been to Italy before, so I'm anxious to get back and see some stuff I've never seen before. So I'm anxious to get all of this done this next week, 2 weeks.
So you're excited that you're going to Italy because you're ready to visit again, but you're nervous because you're actually presenting this time.
Right, it's for work. My boss is going, my boss's boss is going, a bunch of, undergrads who've never left the country are going, so they don't know what to do or how to travel abroad. So I've got some responsibility there that should be interesting. Hopefully they don't wander off and drink too much wine or something, because that is not acceptable on a Bowling Green State University trip. So.
Correct, yes. I can only imagine.
Yeah.
So how do you think this trip is going to impact your recycling goals? Are you planning to continue those while you're in Italy, or are you planning on kind of putting the brakes on until you get back?
Well, that's a really good question. I am interested to see other countries' methods of recycling and reducing their waste. Italy is a much smaller country than the United States, and they have a lot of different policies in terms of waste management, and they're surrounded by the Mediterranean and a lot of water, so I think that they're going to have stricter rules, but I'd like to learn a little bit more about that when I'm over there. That's not why I'm going, but it's definitely something that I want to learn about when I'm over there. I know that places like Venice are at a really high risk for flooding, pretty much flooding. The city is right on the water to Port City, and I think because of global warming, their water levels are raising at an alarming rate that in 100 years, the city might be underwater.
Wow.
So I think that they have pretty active environmental global policies that help with greenhouse gas management and global warming initiatives like that, because cities like Venice are suffering the repercussions of the rest of the world's neglect to be concerned about global warming. So I'm hopeful to learn a little bit about at least how Venice manages their waste and how they plan to prepare for this beautifully historic city to potentially be underwater. It's really a sad thing, but yeah, I wanna ask some questions and see how they recycle, what they do to reduce their carbon footprint, and if they participate in World Health Organization, or not World Health Organization, the United Nations, green initiatives and like the different committees that they have for global greenhouse gas reductions and things like that. So it should be really interesting. I'm excited.
Yeah. You're already very knowledgeable about some of their global issues and how global warming is affecting them and how their recycling is. So you're also willing to do more research, which goes into your goals.
Definitely.
So that's very, very well.
Yeah, I've got a lot of research to do before I leave. So, yeah, it's a sad thing, but I mean, that's what happens when the world neglects our planet, or when we neglect our world. And places in Italy will suffer the consequences. That's really a shame.
Are you going to encourage others to do the same while you're over there? Like your boss, or are you going to mention like, hey, you should really recycle that? Or...
Yeah. I'm hoping to get involved with some of that. I know that we're going to be working in some of the schools with like different disabled students and older populations, and so I'm interested to see if they incorporate that into like schools and like how recycling is learned from a young age up into an older age, and even encouraged in like senior living facilities and things like that. But yeah, I am hopeful to encourage my peers to throw that away, or make sure it's put in the right disposal area. Or really, the kick that I've been on lately is this initiative that's kind of going viral that it's a challenge not to use plastic straws. And so I'm going to try and challenge the students that I'm with to not use straws, so that it's less plastic that's being consumed, and less plastic that's just kind of being used for one time and kind of then just discarded. So I'm hoping to encourage the rest of my classmates to do that. Like, do you really need a straw just to take a sip of that water?
That's a valid point.
Yeah.
So even though that's like one small goal, it's something that's very important to you and you're very passionate about. So you being able to spread that word is very helpful to you and your overall well-being.
Mm-hmm. Very much. Yeah.
Perfect. So how are your goals doing while you're still in the States? We talked last week about how you were planning to recycle cardboard now once every 3 or 4 days.
Yeah. So I went to the recycling center yesterday, which was actually Earth Day, which was very convenient. And I took so much cardboard that I've been collecting throughout the semester and properly disposed of it, and felt really good about it. I don't know exactly how many bags it came out to, but I think it was close to somewhere between 10 to 20 pounds of recycled cardboard that I took.
Wow.
Just collapsed pizza boxes, other like packaged goods, things from the grocery store that can be recycled, all that stuff. And that felt really good to take it and properly dispose of it, and especially on Earth Day, feeling that that's the right thing to do with that kind of material.
Good.
So, but my other goals are I'm continuing to try and stop thinking of them as goals and trying to think of them as just healthy habits of waste material disposal. I know that this is our last recording, and I'm feeling pretty good about keeping my goals alive. I just want to turn them into more so habits rather than just goals.
More of a lifestyle, less of a chore, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think that's really, really brilliant. I think that will definitely drive you to keep going. Instead of thinking it of something that you have to do, it's something that you want to do. So I think that's a really great motivator for you.
Right. Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous that, without without the support of, or without the title of a goal or the support I get from a counselor to keep recycling, it's important to think of it as just, or not think of it, just kind of do it and make it, like you said, part of your lifestyle.
Yeah.
So.
Perfect. All right. Well, you did mention a few minutes ago that this is our last session.
Yes.
How are we feeling about this?
Good. Yeah, I was reflecting on it over the last week. I know that I was a little bit skeptical of what the topic of termination meant, but, you know, sessions have to end at some point, and I think that's
true.
That's a pretty good outlook on, like, I'm trying to keep a pretty good outlook on keeping my goals active and turning them into habits without, you know, coming back here into session and checking in. So I appreciate you explaining the whole topic of termination.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I'm feeling good about it. I was a little skeptical about it last time, but...
Yeah. Which is normal. That's totally okay to feel a little anxious and nervous about it. You're going out on your own, but
right.
You are very confident that you can go out and continue to pursue these goals and to add on to them when you see needed. So
right.
Very, very pleased to hear that and
Definitely.
see that. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at your progress. So when you first came in, you were kind of disheveled and very burdensome on watching this documentary and realizing things that you could be doing to help the planet and global warming and your footprint, but weren't doing. So you decided to come into counseling and kind of get that out off your chest and see where we could go from there.
Correct.
So we set a goal of recycling 1 bag of plastic per week, and you hit that very easily and very confidently as well. So then we set another goal of researching where we could put your used needles, your used diabetes needles. Yep. And you flew by that one with flying colors. So
cool.
And then we just discussed the third one with the cardboard, which you also seem to hit very well. And I have to say, with each goal, your mood and your affect has been elevated each time more and more. So I can tell that it's having a really positive impact on you, and it's something that you're truly very passionate about.
It is. I feel pretty energized and motivated after I leave.
Good.
After I've left each session.
And you feel confident that after we are done, that you could go out and grow on your own and continue to do so?
Yeah, and even advocate,
Perfect.
Try and encourage others. Have
you found a group, a support group?
We did talk about that last time. I haven't found a support group, but I know that there's lots of resources on campus. There's environmental organizations. There's things that happen here in Bowling Green that are technically green initiatives. Over the summer, community gardens are a really popular thing. At the First United Methodist Church, they have a community garden. I know at the city parks and down at the Winter Garden Center, they all have community gardens, and community gardens are excellent ways to keep produce local, which avoids shipping them far distances, which reduces global warming and greenhouse gases. So that's a support organization, I suppose.
Yeah, that's a really good research that you've done there within the community.
Yeah.
But like I said, you definitely can always come back if something were to happen. If you feel yourself kind of going backwards and taking a step back, and you start to get that heavy guilt, and you start to feel kind of disheveled again, and you want to come back, you're absolutely more than welcome.
Okay, great. Would that be another 4 sessions, or would that just be like a one-time checkup?
We can evaluate when that time comes. Kind of depending on the circumstances and how serious things are. It could just be like a nice little follow-up, like a boost session where we kind of get back to the core of why you wanted to do this in the first place and what it truly means to you. Or if it needs to be, longer than just one session, we could definitely
do
that as well.
Does it need to still be about recycling, or can I come back with something else.
You can come back with something else.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good to know.
Yeah, we are always here.
Great.
So I don't know if anyone's told you this or not, but after the session, you will get emailed like a little bit of an evaluation of our whole entire program, how satisfied you are with it or dissatisfied, anything that we could do to improve. You can rate me personally as well. It's completely anonymous, so you don't have to worry about your identity being out there. So please be honest. Any feedback is good feedback.
Great.
But I think at this time we're good to go.
Okay. Yeah, I feel good. I feel confident that I've made enough progress and you've done a really good job outlining
thank you.
all of the stuff. So I appreciate it.
Good. I'm very confident in you. So I think you're going to do great things.
Super.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a great day today.
Yeah, you too.
Bye.